Question is what me and Jenny was talking about is about the nuclear family.
Okay.
Somewhat, and the importance of fathers in the household.
The important fathers in the household.
Yeah, and by fathers not being in the household, that like they say, fathers keep their daughters off the stripper pole.
Right.
So the father's not there.
Yeah. So how do we get here? And the let's kind of take a look at where it got started. So just being a little bit facetious, I'm gonna blame it on McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Blame it on McDonald's. Okay.
Okay.
Well, okay, we had World War II.
Okay.
All the men had to go to war.
Okay.
All the women had to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about a household, 2-parent household. You got the mom and dad. Now the war breaks out.
Mm-hmm.
Now the father's forced to go fight the war.
Mm-hmm.
Now, right? I mean, going out there, and then now the mom got to go and do all the things,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Both jobs.
And the reason why McDonald's was able to be successful is because the mom didn't really have to cook, and she didn't have time. So they can go out there and get food and for the kids and everything else. So now the dad comes home from the war and everything else. Who knows what all the mentality stuff that he has to suffer. And now the mom has been independent all this time. Okay? And what is she teaching her daughter? That she's forced to raise by herself. Mm-hmm. To go be independent.
Yeah.
I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just saying that's what happened. Mm-hmm. So now, fast forward, as we start going through this, and of course, there's a lot of things politically that may have changed in this. Like the some of the system that you get more money if the father's not in the household and all that kind of stuff. In certain things. But here's the thing: when the women was kind of forced into becoming independent, mm-hmm. she no longer feels that she needs a man.
Okay, so now I have to play the devil's advocate with you, Chris. All right. Why do we think that in the West we're the only ones that went to war? I mean, in the Middle East, men went to war all the time. Mm-hmm. In Asia, mm-hmm. men went to war all the time. Mm-hmm. China, the Philippines, mm-hmm. Japan.
Yep.
But they still have traditional values.
Absolutely.
So, because the man was gone, that don't mean that you lose your traditional values.
I'll answer that question.
And before you answer that question, you being an Asian man, a lot of times we don't even hear the opinions of Asian men or Asians in general. And that's what I like about this show. We coming from all points of view.
Right.
We coming from
right.
white, black, Asian, woman, man.
Yes.
So that's what I like about what we putting together now.
Yes.
Okay. From Asian countries and Asian communities and societies were still able to maintain that traditional family values.
Absolutely.
How did they do it and we couldn't do it?
Here's how. Their country been around hundreds of years, if not thousands. United States been around a couple of hundred years. Mm-hmm. What are our cultures? It's a bunch of mixture, a bunch of different things, mm-hmm. good and bad. And predominantly good, and we became the leader of the world in the way we did things. So we got a little bit arrogant in what we thought what we should do. We didn't really have a tradition. The tradition of American is apple pies, hamburgers, and French fries. Because we kind of just had to do with what we got and made it, and then became a great success at. So to answer your question is that we didn't really have a culture. We adopted other people's culture, and then we try to put whatever we feel see fit. Because if you think about it, mm-hmm. we celebrate everything. We celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. We celebrate St. Patty's Day. Kiss me, I'm Irish. Right? It don't matter what you are. You're going to celebrate all of that. We got Italian Fest over here. Everybody's Italian. Mm-hmm. We got Chinese New Year. We got everything. So in other words, we don't have a true foundation of an identity. Therefore, but it's also a good thing because we got to take the best of everything, and we became the leader of the world. But at the same time, we lose some of the strong family value and all this stuff that people who has been practicing that for hundreds of years has innately feel obligated to hold on to the tradition of their ancestors. Who were our ancestors? We had to go through lineage of genealogy and all that kind of stuff to find out. Mayflower this and slave trade that and all that kind of stuff. We forgot about the Asian though. We don't know how, maybe we talked about that too much. But that's why we don't say nothing. We don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So